Hey guys, back at it. Where are we at here? Jamie, Ian. Yeah, Ian, it's pretty crazy. I was watching my buddy Node Investor. He was just live streaming Bitcoin to 7,000. I was thinking the same thing, and he just signed off. So um, I'm like, sure, I'll jump on. So that's kind of what happened there. Nice little bull flag on the 15 minute on Bitcoin. I have noticed though during the round numbers it likes to fade and base just before, and we're right there sitting at 7,000. Kind of reminds me of what we did at 5,000, right? We based a little bit below it, and then we popped above it pretty abruptly. Let's get back down here. So yeah, right here we put in this nice big base. Well, not really a big base, but a base just underneath 5,000, and then it went up. So I don't know if we're going to hit 7,000 tonight. It likes to tease us a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to get there, but it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. These little sideways bases it's been putting in, getting shallower, shorter, more horizontal, and it looks like we're getting another one of those here. Maybe we pop right through. It's a little hard to tell. Little hard to tell. So quiet. HGTV back again. Pop out my chat. This chat pop out's a nice feature. Okay, let me put this up here. It's just always easier to see. Bam. There we go. All right. Yep, kids are in bed. Kids are in bed finally. Now we can have an adult conversation. Let the cursing begin. No, not too much cursing. Although Node did show me something that was pretty interesting. The Bitcoin USD short. I've seen this before, but I've never really looked at it. It's kind of an interesting chart. I guess it shows you who's short on Bitfinex, and it's been spiking ever since. Looks like what, about a day ago? It's been spiking, and they've been getting killed. So someone's putting some big money on Bitcoin. On Bitcoin getting Bitcoin going down, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. Fraz, you just came from Node. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm not sure how this chart works here. 24,000. I don't know what that means. Is that shares? Is that Bitcoin shorted? Is that short trades? I'm not sure exactly how that works. RSI in the 1 hour is looking bearish. I think 7K is going to happen 5 hours from now. Pretty specific there. Pretty specific, 5 hours. Pretty specific. Yeah, I know different exchanges kind of show different Bitcoin prices too, so let's see if maybe we get some other perspectives. Our Coinbase seems to be one of the larger ones. 69.59 on Coinbase. Wow. Pretty nice, pretty nice. $69.59. So here's some nice arbitrage happening there. $100 worth of arbitrage if you can somehow make the transfer fast enough. So we'll just kind of have to. Has anyone ever tried those arbitrage trades between exchanges? Has that ever worked out for you guys? I'd be interested, but an hour in cryptocurrency takes a lot. That's a long time. Really edging out right here. Look at this sitting. This bottom is just really, really curling up. The volume is drying up nicely. Very bullish pattern. Very bullish pattern. We may pop up. We may pop up there. Fraz, you said you were doing some arbitrage? How'd that go for you? Didn't work with Verge? Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming it. Well, number one, you'd have to have a really fast network. Oh, there's a nice pop. There you go. Some volume just came in. Although let's go take a look at the one that's a little bit closer to 7,000. Yeah, it's edging right there on Coinbase. It's edging right there on Coinbase. Volume coming down nicely. The next bit of strength is gonna drop it or pop it. Either way, that's the next bit of strength. Bitcoin Cash does appear to be wanting to move up though. When we were looking at it, I think it was down here if I'm thinking correctly. So we were looking at it. or actually no, right here. This is where we were looking at it. Right here we said with a break above that, this level right here, that would be good to go. So that's good. It's been really interesting to see Bitcoin Cash come back after it's just been stuck in these doldrums. And then it's really the only coin to come out and really make a decent move, and looks like it wants to sustain that move. So maybe with all these Bitcoin forks, it's just bringing more people into the market for Bitcoin generally. Or they're just looking for, someone looking for voting rights. It's hard to say. Look at some of these other ones. I was looking at Ripple earlier. Ripple not looking very healthy here. Not looking healthy here at all, which really sucks to see because, I'm sorry, Litecoin. Litecoin not looking very good here. Broke this inverted trend line here, this inclining trend line. Pretty good. We did have a nice bottoming candle, but it's not really popping to the upside. Ethereum looks like it's failing its bottoming bar right now. So these, man, just really, this altcoin bear market seems to be wearing. It's gonna get old. It's gonna get old fast, and but like we said earlier in the other live stream, Beastly, how you doing? 7K tonight? I don't know. It's gonna be close. It's been close, and it's gonna get a little bit closer. It looks like we'll just have to wait and see here, but. Yeah, Ethereum just failing here, and if this, like I said, if this thing breaks this 280 level, that's going to mean that you're going to see this 265. This here, let me break it. Go back to auto so you guys can see better. The bottom part of this rising kind of symmetrical triangle pattern that we're in is definitely going to be in play. But if we get down here, that definitely could be a way to get in on Ethereum, at least a very low risk trade in my opinion. Doesn't mean we don't go lower, but you could take a flyer there. Jake's got an interesting question here. Just subscribed. How do you think the banks and financial institutions are coping with Bitcoin? So they're actually scrambling, trying to get in on Bitcoin. That's kind of what you're seeing with the whole CME group and their futures contract that they just announced that they're going to do. Keep in mind, they said a month ago that they were not going to do a futures contract for Bitcoin. Then they instantly make a 180. The only way that they would do that is if they're getting massive, maybe institutions want to short the crap out of Bitcoin and they think it's extremely overvalued. That's a possibility. And that's going to go ahead and I don't know what a big short position in the futures market, how that's going to actually affect the cryptocurrency, because it's correlated to the cash value of Bitcoin. It's not correlated to Bitcoin as an asset itself. So like if you were to trade oil futures, and when you buy an oil futures, you actually agree to buy the oil. Like they're going to give it to you. You can actually have it delivered to your door if you want to refine your own crude oil. So if you want to do an experiment, go buy a oil future and have it delivered to your door. But that's not the way it is with Bitcoin. It's going to settle every day in cash. So the cash will be distributed amongst the buyers and the sellers, the shorts and the longs, and the money will trade hands that way. CME will get their cut and everything's all good, but they don't actually take physical possession of the Bitcoin. So I don't know exactly how that's going to end up playing out in the actual, Bitcoin market. We're gonna just kind of have to wait and see on that one. So really nice move poking up here. Look at that, man. So I think a lot more is in store. I don't know if 7K is going to happen right now or we get a pullback, but the volume here is pretty good. We have some nice green pops sequentially breaking out of this rising wedge. We've been talking about that a little bit, this rising wedge, and it's either going to break down, because typically rising wedges are bearish patterns, but we've seen a previous rising wedge in Bitcoin right here break to the upside, and we're seeing more of that right now. So if you want to take this as kind of recent history, maybe we chop sideways above the rising wedge, and then boom, we proceed up higher towards 8,000. That could be cool. That could be cool. HTV Networks, you are correct. So the futures will give Bitcoin market confidence and lays the groundwork for an ETF. So the problem with the ETFs is, if you're unfamiliar, the Winklevoss twins actually tried to do an ETF, and the regulators shut them down. basically because I think they were going to use real Bitcoin, and the regulators didn't like that for some reason. So with a futures contract, you can actually make ETFs based on the futures contract. So if this futures contract gets approved by the regulators, and I don't know what the odds of that happening are, to be honest with you. I think the news event is driven more than the actual probability of it happening. But I'm pretty much assuming the CME Group wouldn't make that announcement if they weren't pretty sure they could get the regulations done. I think them bringing something to market is that's what they do. So they wouldn't put a lot of effort into it if it was just going to fail. But when that happens, then the ETFs can trade against the futures, and that's actually an actual viable regulated instrument at that point. So yeah, you will start seeing Bitcoin ETFs, you will start seeing other things, and then once it is deemed regulated and deemed kind of investment grade, then maybe we're going to get Moody's and S&P involved. Maybe they'll do rankings on Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies at some point. But yeah, at some point these institutions will be able to buy the native Bitcoin, and that's the idea, right? We don't want this money to go strictly into futures. And it's coming back. Yeah, sorry guys, my stream cut out there. This has happened before. Not exactly sure exactly what's happening, but it just takes a couple seconds and then it starts back up. Sorry about that. Barring any big negative news, do I think we will see a major correction after the fork in December? Some people are saying November after SegWit 2. Yeah, so that's definitely a possibility. Anytime you have these big news events, people are waiting for something. They're waiting for it to succeed, they're waiting for it to fail, and they're going to take positions accordingly. So there is a possibility that we do run up into the SegWit 2 fork. That's really the big fork. The Bitcoin Gold wasn't... I don't think that was really a huge fundamental event for Bitcoin. That was almost like an opinion coin. They had an opinion on how it should be run, and for some reason they forked it there. But the SegWit 2, that's actually kind of more of a fundamental shift in how Bitcoin is going to be perceived and behave in the foreseeable future. So how that one actually lays out could really kind of, give the direction of Bitcoin. And looking back in history, they could say after the SegWit 2 fork, Bitcoin wasn't the same, or Bitcoin finally, became mainstream and their network became more stable. So the Amazon rumor, is that the one where they're going to be accepting Bitcoin? That has been running around. That's been making the rounds for the past couple of months. And unless there's another rumor that is outside of that, I haven't heard of that one. But it's just a rumor at this point. If Amazon does start to accept Bitcoin, that's going to be pretty crazy. That's going to be pretty good, because I think a lot of people will do it just for the novelty. But even that, if you get... oh, they bought domains? Really? That's cool. Supposedly. Yeah, so, rumors on top of rumors sometimes. But yeah, that would be pretty interesting if that actually happened. That would be pretty cool. So, buying domains to prevent phishing sites definitely could happen. Trying to protect their customers. I could see Amazon doing that. Let's see what Omise goes. Omise put in a huge bottoming candle. Then they put in a big topping candle at the same time. Right here. On the 15-minute. Let's go to the 2-hour chart. Yep, see, there's the big topping. There's the big bottoming candle. There's the big topping candle. And now we're kind of back down right in the middle of these two candles. That's pretty crazy. Are you a proponent of Tom DeMark indicators? Tone says use TD indicators with great accuracy for predicting. I've never heard of those indicators. Can I get them on here? Tom DeMark? Tom DeMark count. What is this? Let's take a peek. Whoa. That seems to have put many things on the chart. What is this? This is crazy. It's like a weird point and figure chart or something. Hey, Gupta, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you in there for a long time. How are you? Ian, is that a joke? That's pretty damn funny. Yeah, you know, I would have to actually like read into this, and yeah, honestly, I just don't care that much, to be honest with you. That just seems like a lot of work. I mean, my lines in the chart sometimes get a little bit out of control, but um, I just want to show you how much green there is over here, guys. Look at how much green there is right here. There's only like 3 selling bars of consequence ever since we kind of failed this head and shoulders pattern. That's pretty crazy. Trung, what's up, Trung? How you doing there, buddy? Ian, that's my favorite indicator, by the way. That always tells me to go short, by the way. Always tells me to go short when I use that. Yeah, lots of volume here. I mean, this is just a lot of accumulation in Bitcoin. I don't know if it's fear of missing out, money. Just reeks of institutional, though, to me. Just reeks of institutional. Let me show you a stock that I bought recently. Grifols. Grifols. Look at these big green pops right here. I just put a bunch of money in Grifols on this day right here. It popped up. My options actually doubled in price for a little bit when it was at the highs. But see these green pops right here in Grifols? This is what it reminds me of in Bitcoin, right? You just get these big green pops. You get a couple of red ones. That's expected. But overall, just these huge green pops just all over the place. And that's really what Bitcoin reminds me of right here. Pop, 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 pop. And that's just institutional. That's just institutional investment. That just reeks of institutional investment. The Telegram groups are killing it in this bloody market. Not familiar with the Telegram groups. What are those? Oh, Telegram's like a chatting service or something. Yeah, 69.57. Guys, this is just excellent price action. These little green bars like this. Oh my gosh, it's like right here, right? You see this little pattern, 2 or 3 or 4 bar pattern going on right here, where they just kind of lean higher but don't seem to go anywhere. Just very bullish. I mean, and we've gone pretty vertical here at this point in time. Yeah, Palm Beach Confidential. You know, I've seen those around. There's a lot of those. You know, they just make the guys big money. And to be honest with you, it's so simple in cryptocurrencies. Like, it's just so easy in cryptos to try to do something like that, right? There's just like the charting's just so easy in cryptos. It's it's quite amazing. So all those guys that have, you know, big advertising dollars that go ahead and, I mean, I've seen them on podcasts. I've seen them all over the place, and they're just you know, you get the same stuff on YouTube. You get the same stuff on Twitter. You don't need to go spending a ton of money just to listen to some guy say what everyone else is saying, to be honest with you. Yeah, some of those are just weird. Hey, Eve, how you doing? You'll be watching to the minute the announcement of PBC Easy Money. Do they end up causing market moves? Is that what you're saying? Jake, no. No, they're not going to make the dollars. Fiat's not going anywhere. Fiat is control. Fiat is power. Fiat is what economies are based on. So while Bitcoin can augment that, it is not going to replace it in any way, shape, or form. Oh, gotcha. So they go over the coins and then everyone just freaking pumps them and buys them. That's so basically they're, yeah, like you said, big pump and dump. There you go. Yeah, it's not something I'm really interested in. Somebody was saying that Bitcoin was like 12,000 on some Korean exchanges. Have you guys seen that? That is crazy. Let's go to Coin Market Cap here. I'm starting to work on my website a little bit more. I wasn't trying to pump it here, but real-crypto.com. Just kind of did another blog post I'm working on. I also have some golden rules of trading. If you guys, I've really never mentioned this before. There's only 34 of you here. Not like this is big news, but here's some golden rules of trading that actually come from Dan Zanger, and I kind of made them for crypto. Oh, Zimbabwe exchanges. Yeah, there you go. So buy well-formed patterns. These are the golden rules here. So buy as the coin moves over the trend line, and buy no more than 5% over the trend line. Be quick to sell if it returns under the breakout level. Sell 20 to 30% of your position as you're up 30 to 50%. Hold your strongest coins the longest. Identify strong types of coins and stay with them. So like, sometimes the privacy coins are run. Sometimes, well, lately it's just been the Bitcoin coin. Nothing else has been running. But if you see privacy coins run, then, try to stay with the privacy coins. If you see platform coins run, try to stay with the platform coins. Learn to spot reversal patterns. That is really big because that's how you spot tops. So get to know your coin's volume behavior. Get to know how the people trading it trade it. That can be a pretty big tell if behavior changes. Never buy a coin because it touches a level. Look for buying pressure as well. So yeah, the coins can touch levels, but they never actually go anywhere. You need to look for buying pressure. Never go on margin. That's a good rule. That's a pretty good rule. And never short unless you're a seasoned trader. So those are the golden rules to trading. Anyway, I was going to do something else. What the hell was I going to do? I completely forgot what I was going to do. Damn it. Oh, CoinMarketCap. That's what I was going to do. All right, look at Bitcoin. I'm assuming this is where we get all that lovely information. 6,000. There's one at 7,000. 7,100. 7,100. Man, there's some good arbitrage. Qtum Bitcoin at 7,200. How does that work? $7,000, 7,300. There's a lot of exchanges out there. Holy crap. I'm looking for my 12,000. Lots of 7s out there, though. I don't see a lot of 6,000. I see some 7,000s, though. So BitThumb 7,100, Bitfinex 6,800. I'm really thinking you can arbitrage that and make some cash. Like, seriously. Seriously. How could you not arbitrage $300 to $400 and make some cash? No, I have not seen their alert system. I have not. But I'd be fairly interested in maybe checking it out if I had some more time. Maybe right, bot would be good for something like that. Shorting Bitcoin. Yeah, don't short Bitcoin. Don't short anything. Shorting, to be honest with you, shorting in cryptocurrencies is extremely difficult unless during the last top like we had where we hit Bitcoin 3,000, it's very apparent we're in a bear market. That is not the case right now. Don't ever short highs, guys. Don't ever short highs. It will reverse on you so fast. It'll just reverse on you so fast. So, but yeah, so think about it. If you had a couple exchanges, one was known to be low, one was known to be high. So here's 8,000 right here on Luno, whatever that ZAR is. Golix. So shorting will actually, so Trong asked what's the difference between shorting and a stop loss. A stop loss will actually just exit your position, okay? It'll just take you to the sidelines. Shorting, you're actually betting that the value of the coin is going to go down, and you will make money if the coin goes down. So literally what would happen, say Bitcoin's at 7,000 and you want to short it and you think it's going to go to 6,000, you will actually sell it. You will actually sell it at 7,000 because you're going to be borrowing that $7,000. You're going to short it at 7,000, and then hopefully you're going to buy it back at 6,000. So you make that difference. You make that spread. That's shorting. Okay. The problem with that is that when things go down, they go up quicker. Markets have an upward bias, so it's a little harder to do that. Yeah, stop loss is just you own Bitcoin at 7,000. You put a stop loss at 6,800. If it hits 6,800, then you're out and you're cash. That's the main difference. Are you in Bitcoin or all cash? I'm in Bitcoin. I'm in Bitcoin. I'm not in much cash at all right now. Pretty much all in Bitcoin at this moment in time, to be honest with you. Bat chart. Yeah, sure. Let's look at basic attention token. End of day? EOD? What does that mean? I'll look at it against the dollar here. Ooh, basic attention token. Yeah, not my kind of action. Large volume to the downside, proceeding downward. This is not my kind of action. It is sitting at a low right here. That it did have a little bit of a bounce, but just not my kind of action. Be honest with you. You need to watch this like a hawk if you're going to play in this thing. Yitzi, looking to invest more in Bitcoin, do you recommend buy or wait for a dip? At this point, you wait for a dip. You don't want to buy right here. I don't think this, at least not at this moment in time. Now, if the price action goes sideways, like say we get some action like this, okay, so we get some nice sideways action, you want to buy out of a base. You want to buy out of an area of consolidation. You don't want to buy pretty much anywhere like north of here. Maybe you can buy here, maybe you can buy here, but the bigger the base, the better, generally. Feeling bullish at 7K. Busy with work all day, have some money sitting on GDAX. Should I pick up a bit more Bitcoin? I don't like to buy the highs. Yeah, Roledo, do not buy the highs. Wait for a consolidation. It's okay to buy highs after, like this was a good consolidation to buy out of, right? 6,200. I mean, you're up $700 from there. But you have to wait for this, because what happens, like boom, if you buy this high and you don't wait for a consolidation, notice how this never consolidates and then it just fails. Okay, so you want the consolidation to give you some kind of a platform to trade off of. That's just general good trading principles, especially if you're kind of a short-term trader. So Tonvei said to dump Bitcoin Cash at 350, it proceeds to jump to 500. So yeah, pay attention to that Tone guy and fade his moves apparently. Hey, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for, buddy. Trying to save you guys money, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to make you guys money. I try to save you guys money, because people out there make some very emotional decisions sometimes on both sides, buying and selling. And yeah, sometimes those decisions can be tough. So yeah, usually when we get towards these round numbers, 7,000, we don't quite hit them. We always seem to get right up to it and base, but we're very close to 7,000. 69.86 is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So Tone says everything besides Bitcoin is a scam. Can I be honest with you guys? That could be a fact. That could quite literally be a fact. That's not even a joke. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. We all know what Bitcoin is. It's a currency. It's a store of value. It's digital gold. It is, possibly a form of future money. It's being accepted in Japan. It's being accepted globally. They're using it for transactions globally. Everything else really has no real-world use case yet. It's not being used. It's not nearly as widely adopted as Bitcoin is. You know, Bitcoin's value is deserved. I can't say Ethereum's value is really deserved, to be honest with you. I think 30 billion is a bit rich for Ethereum right now with the type of action on its network and some of the limitations that it has. But most of these other coins, like Ripple, we just learned over their conference. Yeah, I'm not saying a scam. I'm not saying everything's a scam. I'm saying everything could be worthless. You know, could be worthless. Ripple, we just learned over their Swell conference that you can actually fork Ripple because it's open source. So you could basically fork it, and then you can use it without using the XRP currency. You just program your own currency in there. So you can use Ripple without it. Litecoin has been around for a while. I think it's a pretty good, you know, silver to Bitcoin's gold. But at the same time, you know, silver is always overlooked. And it just gets worse the further down you go the scale, right? It just gets worse and worse and worse. And there you go. So I have some Litecoin and ETH. Do I hold it or dump it? Let's take a look. Ethereum. I don't know. I'm not happy with Ethereum here at all. I dumped all my Ethereum earlier this morning. It's tough to say to sell it down here. So looking longer term on Ethereum, we are in a larger pattern right here. This is the daily chart of Ethereum. We are in a larger triangle pattern, and it could easily go down to this trend line right here. Could take us down to 260 depending when it gets down here. 260, 270, something like that. So you could conceivably sell here, but it could just reverse on you like it has several times on you as well. So that's a tough one. Litecoin. I'm real skittish on Litecoin here, guys. Litecoin had this. Can you guys hear that hamster ball rolling around like crazy? Is that bugging you? I'll put the hamster away if it's bothering you. Let me know. So Litecoin broke down from this trend line right here. Come on, it's not what I want. There we go. So Litecoin broke down from this trend line. Hopefully it's a short-lived bottom. So I don't think you sell it here, but you need to keep an eye on it because it could end up drifting lower. You never know. Trung, there you go, buddy. Thank you for being a super fan. I really appreciate it. Trung, you're awesome, buddy. Thank you very much. I also have Bitcoin donation in the description if anyone's interested. Wink, wink. But yeah, so Litecoin here has an inclining trend line here. Poked beneath it. Hopefully it comes back above it. But like if you look at, was it Monero that did it? No, it was Dash. One of these was just failing trend line after trend line. Omisego did it a little bit. So Omisego failed a inverted headline here. Inverted trend line, failed it here, failed it here. All these rising trend lines on the bottom, they tend to get broken to the downside. So yeah, so Neo as well. Neo taking a beating. Look, this is what Neo did. Neo faded its trend line here pretty significantly, and 2 bars in, and we're down pretty good. So yeah, pretty interesting. Anything else down here? So someone mentioned Monero. What do you say? Monero's not a crap coin. Yeah, so some of these coins are pretty good, right? Some of these coins have good technology. The question is it going to be viable long term? What's the network usage? You going to bed, Ian? See you, buddy. Have a good night, Ian. I'll talk to you later. Okay, what do we got here? When will alts be cheapest, before the fork or after? You know, that's impossible to say, my friend. That's just impossible to say. Right now, the altcoins are definitely in a bear market. There's just no other way to put it. They're in a bear market right now. Okay, I mean, everything's down precipitously. Every move is being faded. It's just a bear market. So you don't want to invest in bear markets. I know you guys are picking up some for long term, and that's fine if that's your strategy. I understand that. But from a trading perspective, it's a bear market. You have to treat it as such, and you have to stay on the sidelines for the most part. Beastly retracted his message. He said, I forget what you said. I was going to answer your question if you want to rephrase it. WTC or ETP? I don't think I can get Walton coin. I can't get Walton coin. ETP, not sure. Let's see if I get ETP. Okay, let's check out ETP. ETP? Is that it? That's all we get? So not a fan of things pointing downwards. You're sitting right here at the highs of the ICO, or at least when it got on Bitfinex. Let's see if there's more. Is Bittrex? It's all Bitfinex? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's sitting here. This may be a good level to get in. If it holds here, you want to see some support. You want to see some volume. Yeah, overall, not something I would be interested in, though. Zencash. Take a look at Zencash. Yeah, my Z on my keyboard doesn't Z on my keyboard doesn't want to work half the time. Let's take a look at Zencash. Okay. So interesting here. Pretty interesting. Nice big pop on Zencash. You want to wait for its next leg up. It's going to give you some volume signatures. It's going to give you something. It's going to break a trend line. Here's a nice trend line, okay? We go down to the 2-hour chart here to see if there's anything different. Not really. We just noticed this go away. We just kind of noticed the same thing happening here. Just a nice shallow decline. Yeah, just wait for it to break the trend line. Look for some volume confirmation. But you always want to wait for confirmation when you get into a trade. That is key. That is key. And you never buy the first pop. If you're really early on the first pop, let's just take a scenario here with this Zcash or Zencash. Say this high right here is broken and the volume is getting really good. You're getting good bids. It's jumping really well, and it breaks this trend line, breaks this level. You can go ahead and buy that. Okay, I don't mind you buying that. But if it pops up and goes up here, and then it's sitting up here, you don't want to buy it up here. You want to buy it as low as you possibly can. If it's up here, you need to wait for it to consolidate. Let's see if I can show you a good example of that. Pretty sure Bitcoin's got something here. So it's like right here. You can buy it. You can buy it right here on the break of this low very safely. That's a safe buy. If you're looking at it and it's up here, well, technically you can buy it because it's breaking this level, but you want to wait for a base. So you want to wait for a base like this or some kind of a formation to buy out of. Ripple met with the IMF today. That's big. That could be pretty big. But again, if you can fork Ripple and you don't have to use XRP, then Ripple may be good, but maybe XRP is going to get, you know, rolled over inadvertently. Are you going to be claiming your SegWit 2x dividend or buying into the oversold altcoins close to the fork? Honest with you, Beastly, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what the price action is like on Bitcoin at that moment in time. If Bitcoin's looking toppish, I may just decide to bow out. And then if altcoins are deciding to move, you know, I pretty much go where the money goes. I move where the money moves. I don't want my money to be sitting in nothing. I don't want my money to be just floating around in the ocean. I want to ride the entire wave. That's what I want. Okay, Bitcoin's been on a wave since 5,000. Since the break of 5,000, I'm pretty much wanting to ride this wave until it's over. And then whatever's moving next is where I'll go. Views on BitConnect. So BitConnect, let me make sure I'm thinking of the right BitConnect before I just trash it. Okay. Yeah, so here's BitConnect. Let me go back to their ad that they have on Google. Earned 40% per month, risk-free. That usually in the end is not going to work out well for a lot of people. So this is what happens. This is basically a Ponzi scheme, and I've looked into it a little bit. I've done some research. They have some fine print saying that you can only get back your principal or something like that, okay? So really read the fine print. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but that 40% per month, really, 40% per month, no one can do that. Like literally no one can do that unless you're an excellent options trader, which I'm turning out to be. Yeah, this is literally impossible. So eventually there will be several $1 million that will be missing and gone, and it's just how much is yours. That's kind of how that's going to work out. So, all right. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on that. I don't want to pump that product whatsoever. Do I prefer to use US dollar or Bitcoin ratio, and why? I like to use US dollar. I prefer to not use Bitcoin. Sometimes I'm forced to, however. There's some things I cannot get a US dollar tether on, so I'm forced to use Bitcoin. The rationale behind that is that I want to know what the underlying asset is doing. If I want to trade Ripple, okay? If I want to trade Ripple, oh God, I don't want to trade Ripple. But if I wanted to trade Ripple, I don't care what it's doing against Bitcoin. I really don't. I'm not going to settle into Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to settle into the US dollar. All right. Now, if Bitcoin is falling and in a bear market, I will always settle into the US dollar. Okay. But if Bitcoin is rising, I will settle into Bitcoin. I kind of use it as like a cash, kind of a CD money, mutual money market fund position, whatever you want to call it. So, but I won't actually trade it against Bitcoin in terms of pairs, okay? Like I won't trade Ethereum versus Bitcoin. I'm going to sell Ethereum probably into the dollar, or I'm going to buy it into Bitcoin if Bitcoin's extremely strong. But I'm not going to trade against the signals on that chart if I don't have to. I prefer the dollar because it's a more stable. The dollar is more stable than Bitcoin. So, and as we've seen, as Bitcoin rises, and I think this is another reason, someone pointed this out in the last chat and I hadn't really thought about it. As you sell your altcoins, a lot of people will sell into Bitcoin, right? They will sell into Bitcoin, which artificially inflates Bitcoin and at the same time brings alts downward. That being said, if you are looking at something against Bitcoin, like let's go to Qtum against Bitcoin, right? Qtum is falling. Okay, let's do Lisk because I have them side by side here. So look at Lisk. Lisk is going down a little bit here, but if I pair it to Bitcoin, it's just going to tank. Look at that. I mean, it just boom, it just tanked, right? Lisk against the dollar, long term, isn't that bad. But you look at Lisk against Bitcoin, oh my God, it looks like the worst. This looks like something you should be running away from. You should be running away from Lisk if you want to trade it like this. But Lisk US dollar, you're still keeping an eye on this. You're still watching this. There's still a possibility that it turns around. So this is a more true picture of how Lisk is performing. And this is a more true picture of how Bitcoin's performing, in my opinion. That's why I trade against the US dollar. All right, check Clubcoin. Why not? Check Clubcoin against the dollar. Holy shit. Why didn't you point that out yesterday? Yesterday? What the hell's going on here? Holy fuck. Wow. I get pissed off when I miss moves like this. I got so many coins over here. And then I freaking miss like a double move. That's crazy. You're welcome for the explanation. I get very upset at myself when I miss moves like this. I'm in crypto for moves like this. This is what I'm in crypto for. This is what I look for. That is where you buy. This is how you make money. You don't look at these stupid coins that are pointing downward. You don't You don't buy fucking NEO when it's down 10%. This is what you want. You put your money to risk for 200% gain. That pisses me off. What's this? That's a 200% gainer too. And then we went down, what, 60%? Yeah, this. So what did this do right here? Sorry guys, now I have to look at this and see how I missed this. Okay. So I'm on a 4-hour chart. Let me go to a 2-hour chart. So, okay, Club Coin is up. Let's go to a daily chart. It's not very popular, but let's do it. Okay. So Club Coin came up 57% one day, came all the way back down, came all the way back up. God, that is gorgeous. That is such a nice little flag. That is such a nice little flag. Yeah, you know, when you guys see flags like these, and it's difficult. I mean, look, it's a 24/7 market. We can't all be up all the time. And, you know, I've traded many beautiful setups that just have failed, right? Yeah, you trade many setups that fail, but then you see one that actually has a massive run, and you just completely, it was under your radar. Completely under the radar. So, yeah, you don't buy Club Coin up here. That's a suicide mission. You don't buy that up here. Yep, that's why we need market scanners. I'm actually working on one with Frederick, who's a subscriber and a buddy of his. Working on a market scanner, but it's not quite yet. So that may be branded. Maybe this has no reason to jump, but the fact is that it did jump, and there was at least 100% to be made there. So I don't really care that it jumped. I don't really care why. Really don't care why. All I know is that there's money here. There's money right here. This is money. You're looking at money. Be honest with you, this is pretty much most of my news I get for cryptocurrencies right here in the headlines of TradingView. That's like literally it, and you guys point out a lot of stuff. You know, yeah, that's really about it. All the noise, all the fundamentals, and all these altcoins means nothing because there's no use case for these coins. There's like literally, you know, I mean, yes, there's, okay, technically there's a use case. You know, they put out a white paper, hey, if you want to put all the government's IDs, and I know this isn't what Club Coin does, but if you want to put everyone's ID in a Club Coin, then we can have a completely secure social security number system that can't get hacked, blah, blah, blah. You know what? That's great, but it's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, most of these coins aren't going to do anything. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter why these things go up. They just go up. They just go up, and you want to be there for it. Do I go by the US dollar or Bitcoin price when buying and selling? Is it always the goal to just increase sats? So I trade into Bitcoin when Bitcoin is not behaving badly. Okay, if Bitcoin is behaving somewhat reasonably, I will settle into Bitcoin. Brandon, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Very nice. Thank you very much. Super chat. There you go. But if Bitcoin is behaving badly, I will trade into US dollar. Does that make sense? So that's pretty much how my trading goes. I basically trade into whatever's stronger, and it's either Bitcoin or dollar. You know, most of my stuff is in the GDAX and is in Bittrex. I still get them confused. Bittrex. And Bittrex, you have the choice to go into Tether or into Bitcoin. So I'm pretty good there because I have the choice of either one. Unfortunately, with GDAX, I pretty much have to settle into the dollar, into fiat, which is kind of annoying. Because then I have to do settlements against it at the end of the year, things of that nature. So, yeah, there's all that. 69.69. Are we even near 7,000 yet? Man, look at that chart. Let's just look at this chart. Let's just look at this for a minute. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What's this talking about GDAX? I think I missed a comment. Best way to swap my Litecoin for Bitcoin, I use Coinbase. Yeah, GDAX. So Rolando's 100% right there. Yeah, you can go ahead and move from Coinbase to GDAX free. Otherwise, Coinbase is going to charge the bejesus out of you. They're going to charge you like at least 3% to do anything, which really irks me. I've lost like 6% to them just due to their stupid fees, and it's really annoying. But yeah, Rolando's 100% right on that one. You're welcome, Eve. Stuck at Neo, portfolio decreased 50%. What about Metal or Civic? Good time to buy. So I just kind of went on a rant a little bit ago. Regarding buying quality coins. Okay, buying quality coins. Now, it was a little bit more involved than that, but I said, why would you buy Neo when it's down? You know, as a trader, okay, I am a trader. I will trade for, I look for value. In value to me is something that has a great potential to go up. Okay, that's pretty much what I perceive as value. Right now, Neo has no potential to go up in my mind. In my mind, right now, it's broken this support level quite drastically. The volume isn't horrible, okay? So, where's my clock? Why isn't my clock here? My countdown went away. Can you make this wider? Anyway, so there's no, in my mind, there's no conceivable way that Neo goes up right here. No conceivable way. So I'm not going to have anything to do with Neo. I will watch it every day, however. I will click on it 2 or 3 times a day just in case things change. But at this moment in time, Neo's dead to me. Neo's dead to me. Metal may be the same thing. Let's look at Metal. So Metal has one thing going for it, this massive volume bar right here. So that's a really good bottoming sign. Let's dig down a little bit deeper. And that was a buying bar on the 2-hour chart. So that is very good. So while this is still quasi dead to me, you can have an eye on this due to this one huge bar. Okay. When you're going to buy something like this, if you're thinking about it, you need to find some kind of support or resistance. Whatever works for you, okay? This is just kind of what I would look for. I would look for this declining trend line to be broken. That would indicate a change in trend. That change in trend can mean sideways. It doesn't have to mean up. But you're looking for a change in trend right here, okay? Now, hopefully this volume bar works out. But if we go lower, it pretty much negates this volume bar. Does that make sense? So, you know, if we can break this trend line, maybe we go sideways, maybe we go up. You can pick, like I would probably choose this level right here at the 588 level maybe. If it can break that, then you would have a series of higher highs, and that would be good. With a pretty much natural stop down here. Oh, that's 20%. Holy crap! Wow, ugh, that's dangerous. I don't want to have 20% danger in anything. Let's drill down to the 15-minute. That's insane. That's 20%. This is still 20%? Wow. That's a 20% move. That's crazy. So, yeah, maybe right here at the 521 level, I would be more inclined to get in. I don't like to risk more than 8% of my account on any trade. I mean, 8% would be considered a max stop loss. You would want to have a hard stop in at 8%. You don't want to mess around with these because I did not think this was 20%. I thought this was like 8%. I didn't think it was 20%, but it's 20%. So you need to have a maximum stop loss. You need to have a plan there. Okay. Any thoughts on Props ICO? You now decentralized live stream platform going up against YouTube. ICOs, avoid them at all costs. The reason being is because you have no advantage. You have no advantage in that marketplace. The people performing the ICO have all the cards. They have all the cards. Okay? You have none. So there's no market, so you can perceive value. You can't check levels. You don't know if they're bidding it up and it's going to sell down on when it actually starts openly trading. It may seem like you're getting in on the ground floor, but sometimes they're dropping you off via a helicopter on the roof. Okay, so you just have to be careful. It's fascinating how traders use completely different strategies. Quick finger Luke strategies exclusively to buy when things fall down. So I was talking about like in this specific scenario with Neo. Okay, like I would not be buying this. So I'll give you an example and a reason why. And everyone's got their own strategy, but he has to have. He can't just say buy when it falls. That's that's an impossible strategy. Now he can buy bottoms, and you can do that quite successfully if that's your style. And I've seen successful bottom buyers, and they can do really, really well. The problem with bottom buyers, they always seem to sell a little bit too soon. They never seem to buy low and sell high. They buy low and sell a little low. You know, they can always run it because they're always looking to buy lows. So it just depends on your style. But I mean, you can, and again, it depends on your time frame. Are you going to buy this for a quick jump of 5, 10, 20%? Or are you going to hold this for longer term runs in terms of dozens and hundreds of percent? It just depends. Any alts you're looking at going into the fork? Nope, not really. Not specifically. Nothing's looking extremely healthy right now. Ethereum had a nice bottoming bar. It's failing that. Ripple's pointing downward, just looking like it wants to die. Although it is coming at a previous low, so maybe good for a trade, although that's kind of being sold into right now. Litecoin is just poking lower. IOTA is just dead. It's just so dead. And it's just not really healthy at all. There's really nothing. I mean, if something has some movement that is bullish, I'll be interested in that. But I'm going to I try not to judge coins prematurely, to be honest with you. I judge them based on the right side of their chart here. That's where I judge coins, right here. Can you suggest a good point I had to determine when to buy more Bitcoin? Well, 69.75. My goodness, guys. I can't recommend buying Bitcoin at this level right now. The best time to buy Bitcoin, and I can't even give you a specific level because the levels are arbitrary. They rise, they fall, they ebb and they flow. So like you take this head and shoulders, this negated head and shoulders pattern. Let me point out a few good levels to buy Bitcoin, and I'll tell you what it's based off of. Okay, so Bitcoin comes up. Bitcoin comes up to 5,700 here for the first time, and you're like, "Holy crap, Bitcoin's awesome! I want to get in." You don't buy when it's up. Okay, you could say the same thing here about 5,300, 5,200, 5,100. Now there've been a few levels where it's been okay to buy Bitcoin, but on the way up. But they're few and far between. And they're so few and far between, you have to wait for a consolidation period before you can buy Bitcoin. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get some water. Running a little dry here. All right. That's better. That's better. 69.77. This thing is not giving up, guys. This thing is not giving up here. This is not going to fail. This is going to break out tonight sometime. It's just looking like it. The only thing that's not happening now, which could be the failure, there's no volume. We need to have volume in here. Otherwise, this thing isn't going to go anywhere. And the GDAX? What's up with the GDAX? So this is Coinbase. I believe it's the same believe it's the same pricing here. Yeah, 69.77. A big sell wall. Looks like at 7,009 cents. Is that what that is? There's a big sell wall here in the GDAX. Looks like, oh, there it is. Is that it? 21? Only 21 Bitcoins? 715. 7,009 cents. Huh, I don't see that. All right, let me read through some things. Another comment on BitConnect. We'll go ahead and readdress that. Trung says, I got in on 2 ICOs. They both went down. No bueno. Yeah, see, that's the problem, guys. So it feels really good to like get in before everyone else can, right? Like it just feels, you're like, all right, I'm getting in. I'm getting a deal. Well, this game's been played in the stock market for decades, hundreds of years. These things come to market and then they can go up and they can go down, but it's the Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, it's the institution's job to sell them to you. They're salesmen, okay? You don't need salesmen for something that's a great value. You need salesmen for something that they want to sell. And it's the same thing with ICOs, okay? They want to sell you the ICO, okay? They want to sell it to you because if they thought they would get more money in the market, why would they sell lower to you than they would in the market? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, so no ICOs. Vericoin. Vericoin, let's check it out. Okay. Oh, that's 15-minute chart. 4-hour chart. Oh, there you go. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, you had your big spike higher. Basically, you can think of this big spike like this big spike, and this is what you're in for. Okay? And this may go sideways, this may go down. It just depends, but you wouldn't be buying here. If you're going to buy here, you're going to buy in a very short-term time frame, and you're going to buy it for a bounce back up to here for 10% or so. That's pretty much your trade at this point. You don't want to put too much into something like this for it to go exponentially higher. Usually when you see these and they've topped out with a large volume bar and a large candle, the move's over. That's kind of how that goes. Okay, we're altcoins on bear market. Whitecoin is bullish. What's Whitecoin? Whitecoin. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Hey, not bad. This actually isn't bad. This is not bad. Big cup here, broke out. Getting kind of another cup. Volume here is a little bit light, which is good. We're not getting any topping action. At least the volume isn't toppy, so that's good. Yeah, interesting. The action here isn't bad. It's not bad action right here. The volume isn't crazy, so that means the move isn't quite over yet. But let's go to the 15-minute and see what's what. Got some nice green spikes. This one seems to be pretty volatile, though. It doesn't seem to run straight up. It seems to fade a lot of moves and then it jumps again. That can be hard to hold. You have to have a lot of patience with this coin, and you could be underwater for a while before you see a profit, unless you feel confident enough to buy on a dip. Okay, best live ever, LOL. Oh, I hope so. I hope this is the best live you've ever had, Nate. I told you the BitConnect was a scam. Take 1 minute to explain your reasoning. Sure. BitConnect scam. I'm looking for their fine print. They have they have something about their fine print here. I read this post here, Steemit, that I thought was pretty good. And so, yeah, I think I can post a link here. There you go. I think that posted. Let me know if it didn't. You should be able to post it. Let me just get to the soup and nuts of this thing here. All right, here you go. Here's what it is. Upon investment term completion, you will receive your capital back to take out from the BitConnect lending platform. So you actually don't get all of your interest. It says capital. Okay, so that means that if you wanted to get out via their little contract here, they only need to give you your capital. They don't need to give you everything else that you've made. So I haven't done a ton of research into this. It appears that Beastly Bitcoin has a video about the BitConnect thing. I haven't seen that. Maybe I'll check it out. But it, so they explained that I was getting investment returns that may exceed the rise in price, and if the price of Bitcoin Connect or BitConnect fell. So you're not going to get all your money, and it's inconceivable for any business to give you 40% interest for anything. I mean, it's just anytime something's too good to be true, it's just too good to be true, and just leave it at that and go make some actual money, because in the end you're just going to get hurt. Now, the Ponzi scheme portion of this means that maybe if you're lucky enough to have a good amount of money in this now, you can try to take some out. Okay, maybe you'll be one of the first early ones out if this is a Ponzi scheme. And it does crash at some point. But keep in mind, people that have participated unknowingly even in Ponzi schemes in the past have been forced by the government to give back the money that they've made so they can repatriate that money to the people that have been scammed. You've seen it with Bernie Madoff. You've seen it time and time again with other Ponzi schemes. So even if you're one of the first ones out and you're kind of running away like a bandit with everyone else's money, if it is a Ponzi scheme, the government may come after you, and the government may make you pay it back even if you spent it. So keep that in mind too. Just too much risk for something that's more than likely a scam. Okay, so Abe there says, I saw a video where a big BitConnect guy says there is no bot and the payouts come from the value of the BitConnect token itself. Yeah, I believe they pay out via their BitConnect token. You earn like BitConnect in their credits or something like that. That's how they keep you in their ecosystem, right? It's a brilliant kind of a scammy system. But think of how fast that house of cards is going to topple. Think about how fast that BitConnect coin is going to crash as soon as someone thinks that something's amiss, right? There we go, 13 away. We're at 69.89. Are we going? Looks like we made. Oh, we got a little bit of volume pop. Only 11 seconds left in this bar though, so a little bit of volume pop here. See what the next bar brings. Maybe we can break it here. That'd be pretty cool. I think I have the break of some other key levels on video too. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Pretty fun there. How you doing, Trung? You hanging in there, buddy? $10 make you holla. All right, someone buy enough Bitcoin to make it go over 7,000. Someone do it. Someone do it. All right. Well, anyway, but yeah, think about how fast BitConnect can crash. If you think that it's a scam, how fast would you sell? There's a guy on here. Let's see if I can find him. This was Node's live stream. Let me get out to the real world here. All right, come on. Okay, so let's do, what's the guy's name? I don't know, just type crypto, see if he pops up. Anyway, there's a guy on here, he's a black guy, he gives away 0.1 Bitcoins every episode. He always talks about his BitConnect. I wonder if BitConnect it comes up. There he is, this guy. So, yeah, Trevin James, there you go. So, 425,000 earned in BitConnect. So, apparently, if everything is real and legit on his channel, he has a lot of Bitcoin. Good for this guy, man. This guy is freaking... This guy is a boss. If he's got that much Bitcoin, he kind of throws his wallet up there sometimes. Yeah, I do too. You can kind of see it on my channel. I don't have near that much, though. I'm a small guy. But he apparently, like, total earned $425,000 with a $96,000 investment. So he apparently has all this money sitting in BitConnect. And if a guy like him, if he starts to gain, get wind that BitConnect is going to fail or falter or something like that, if he's going to pull all that 425,000, which is a lot more than that now, that was 4 weeks ago, right? It's going to end up, it's just going to crash that so fast. But guys like this, what they do is they're going to keep that in there forever. Like, they're just going to, if you can get 40% a month, why would you ever pull out of that environment? It makes no sense. You would put, I mean, if you're going to give me 40% a month legitimately, I'm going to take it. I'm going to do nothing else but that. And they're going to get a lot of money in there from a lot of people that just trust the system. But at some point, the system is just going to falter. Just going to falter. So it's impossible. So that's kind of how that's going to work out. Okay, what's my opinion on shorting a coin when it's approaching a strong resistance level with low volume and buyback in if it somehow breaks that resistance? I don't mind that. That's a viable strategy. You've laid out a good case for a shorting strategy, and it's viable. I don't mind that. Like, take Bitcoin right now, right? Right now, we don't see any volume coming in yet. So if you wanted to short right here, I'm not advocating you do this, but if you wanted to short right here, I couldn't fault you. We haven't really broken this resistance. I mean, we have gone into all-time highs here, but just by pennies, right? By dollars. So, and volume is still light. So I wouldn't fault you if you wanted to short here and say your stop is 7,005, right? That would be a viable stop. That could be a strategy for sure. But you have to play that out to a T. So, okay, I think Ripple will be top 3 despite how cheap it is now. So yeah, there's a possibility of that. I just want to throw up when I look at this. Blech. You guys heard my throw up sound in a while. Blech. That's what Ripple looks like to me right now. I actually had a Ripple position, but it failed me horribly, and I just feel sick to my stomach. So it's coming up to this this inclining trend line. I can never say inclining properly the first time around. Coming up to this trend line, it's probably going to hit it, and it may break below it. So that would be pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. What's keeping me away from Ripple generally? What's keeping me away from... Oh, there we go. There it is. Bam, 69.98. Let's do it. Let's do it. 15-minute chart. Auto scale. Come on. It's like New Year's Eve, right? We know it's going to happen. We're just waiting for the ball to drop. Massive buys coming in for Bitcoin now. So let's do this. Let me pop up the GDAX here. The GDAX, you can kind of see there's a big sell wall there right there at 7,000. Little sell wall right here. Not too much on the buy side. Big walls here. People wanting to sell around those round numbers. 434 Bitcoins. I don't know if we can get through that. I don't know if we can get through that. So people in the GDAX are seeing this action right here and they're trying to get out early. Which makes sense. So yeah, you kind of see those. There's really no buy walls down here at this moment in time. I mean, with these big round numbers, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I should sell it. Who knows? Did we get 7 right there? 6,998.99. $1.01 away from 7,000. And volume appears very high, indicating topping. So this would be a good place to do your shorting thing. Last night, someone kept putting up a 500 Bitcoin sell wall on GDAX. Really? Yeah, they can spoof orders. That is not illegal in this market. That's not illegal in this market. But big volume here. Still most to the sell side. So definitely distribution up here. Definitely distribution up here. But even like there's a, so if we go back to the GDAX, there's like a 13, right? There's like a 15, 18, 16. Now those are going to take a minute to get through unless someone just comes in with huge money. I missed 146 market buy. Market buy? Really? I guess someone took my advice and tried to push through it. Let's go. Let's see if we can find it. Can I find it? I don't get that much history. Oh well. All good. All good. 69, 98, 98. Pushing at it again. Pushing at it again. 8 Bitcoins right here. Let's go. Let's do it. So we have, what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50-something Bitcoins before we get over that 7,000 hump. You got to get through 50 Bitcoins on the GDAX. All excitement, no Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, I have not traded Bitcoin to the best of my ability, to be honest with you. I feel bad about it. I'm in Bitcoin right now. I'm making money, but I mean, my profits should be double and triple what they are, like legitimately. I wish I would have gone through, like, because if you guys don't know about me, when I kind of first came on the scene, kind of show you a little bit. So when I first came on the scene, we were like right about here. I came on right after the fork. Oh, I guess we'll be here. Excuse me. I came on the scene right about here, right? And I am not up 300% right now. Okay, not up 300%. So don't beat yourself up too bad. Even some of us guys that know better have to learn this market. You have to learn the market. It has certain behaviors, and you know, it's just a lesson you have to learn. It's education. You pay the price in one way or another. Still 102. Yeah, HODL. You know, I'm starting to understand why HODL works. I mean, I know why HODL works, but I'm starting to, at least with Bitcoin, I mean, you can't HODL these other coins. It's just too much. There's too much flack. There's too much flack. I don't think, but I can't HODL through this. You can't get me to HODL from 5,000 to 3,000. That's impossible. That's impossible. But 7,000. There we go. Bam. Touched it. Let's go see what GDAX is doing. 246 sell wall right there. You got 10 Bitcoins right there. Did I just freeze? I just froze. What the hell just happened? Oh, snap. 7,050. What the hell just happened? Boom. Big money, guys. Big money coming in right there. Big money. Look at that volume. Holy crap. What's the volume on that? 608. We blew through that sell wall. It just got taken out. That wasn't a fake sell wall. That was a sell wall that was just obliterated. Just obliterated. Now we got 222. Come on, I need more trade history. I need to know how that blew through. That was... My whole browser froze. I don't know if you noticed that, but my whole browser froze. I don't know if the video froze for you guys. Did it freeze for you guys? Seriously, did it freeze for you guys? Because I think the GDAX just froze. We just saw the GDAX freeze. Holy crap. Yeah, what happened with the World Series? Not that I care, but... Wow. Wow. Okay, Node Investor asked me to wake him up. Holy crap. Holy crap. Yeah, $50. I just texted Node Investor. He told me to wake him up when I hit 7. I'm holding him to that. I don't know if anyone's left from that channel or not, but anyway. Yeah, wow. That was something to be seen. So they're still going through that 70-50 sell wall. They're still trying to get that. So... yeah, 182 left. You got 20 here on the bid. You got 182 on the ask, or I'm sorry, 182 on the. I always get this backwards. I don't know why. I'm doing this so freaking long. I should know better. He's pulling his charts up. That's funny. That's ridiculous. Guys, that was crazy. You know what? A lot of these have been... We go through these... these milestones, right? 2,000 whatever, 4,000 whatever, 5,000 whatever. 7,000 was an event. I'll be honest with you. Jumping $50? I mean, I know that's not even a percent, but still... That's pretty freaking cool. And just to think about it, we're still only at 116 billion market cap. Still only at 116 billion market cap. You out of here, Brandon? Hey, thank you. I appreciate your donation. Really, I do. Really, that's awesome. I do appreciate that. I don't really make much money off this channel at all. I put way more time into it, and I appreciate the effort. So, thank you. Yeah, not much an event. This was an event. This was fun. This was fun. That was crazy. I don't know why I'm so excited about that, but just going from 7,000 to 750, that was ridiculous. Ridiculous. It literally... Wow. GDAX froze on the order. Yeah, GDAX froze on that order. That was crazy. You know, Beastly asks, why do institutions buy at all-time highs like that? So one of two reasons. Okay, number one, it could be to trap people at this level. Okay, that is a definite possibility. That big sell wall at 160, it's still there. Okay, so... But keep in mind, it took them 684 Bitcoins. So here, let me pull up the minute chart here. Oh, that's an ugly chart. Look at that. It took them, okay, so on that minute, 605 Bitcoins. It took them 605 Bitcoins to blow through 7,000. What? Yeah. So what wallet do I use? I actually have a paper wallet that I store most of my coins in, but I have my trading positions in GDAX. So I actually don't use like one of those ledger wallets. I literally have paper wallets laminated and in several places. So if my house burns down, I'm kind of screwed. But my mom has one too. So yeah, I don't do. I don't want digital wallets. I don't want the ledger wallets, the USB ones. I'm not going to pay $100 for it. If those things fail, I'm screwed. It's just a lot of things. I just don't do it. I'm perfectly happy with my paper wallet. A paper wallet is literally a wallet you can print off. Go to Bitcoin paper wallet. You know, here's a CoinDesk thing on how to do a paper wallet. I mean, it's pretty easy. I don't think I've been to this site before, but you know, you print a paper wallet. You literally print it, and it folds up, and it, you know, has all your stuff in it, and pretty cool. But yeah, I don't get fancy with like the ledgers and all that stuff. It's just, you know, too much. Here we go. We're selling down 70-20. 70-20. A little bit of selling volume here. But yeah, I don't know who blew through 600 Bitcoins to get us past 7,000. And that is a tough question, you know. Why buy all that at that particularly high level? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. Yeah, it's like when, you know, Bitcoin Beasley mentions hardware wallets like the Ledger can be recovered using seed phrase written on paper if the hardware wallet fails. Yeah, that's fine. I just have a paper wallet. It works. It's a paper wallet. You can't hack it at all. You can't. Yeah, you can come in and steal it, but you know, to be honest with you, you're never gonna find it. You're never gonna find my paper wallets. So. But yeah, that is all buying, guys. That's just a huge buy right there. And there's going to be guys taking profits up here, and I understand it, and God bless them. Ethereum down 1.47%. Just going lower. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Ethereum breaking our hearts, breaking our hearts. Everything else just went like super red. Everything, at least in the top part of my deal here. Let's see what the Bitcoin short's doing. Still pumping up. Everyone's still short Bitcoin. Just can't believe that it's going higher, so they're going to short it. Trong, would you put a stop loss in place going into the 2x or after? Yeah, I would definitely put it in before. I would definitely put your stop in before. You can have a trailing stop. That would be something good, like especially at these levels, right? Like if you want to make sure you lock in gains above, say, you know, so 6,200. Here's a nice level of potential. Freaking bugs biting me. Yeah, here's a potential level for it to come down to, right? The 6,200 level. I don't know if you put a stop loss there, but anyways. With a trailing stop, you want to incrementally increase the stop as the coin goes up. So like if you have a $100 stop or a $200 stop, say you have a $200 stop, maybe that's good. So 70.44. So now you would have your stop down here, and I don't know how to do math, so 78.50, right? So your stop would be here. If it goes up $100, you move it up to 79.50. Okay. It just depends how you want to trade and how you want to manage that position. That's pretty much what's that dependent on. But you could put that in before. You could put that in before. $4.3 million purchase. Thank you for doing the math on that, Willie Waterbug. I didn't do that math, so thank you guys. Thanks for doing that. Wow, that was insane. That was crazy. Wow. Guys, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Listen to my hamster roll around. All right, I'm back. Thank you for waiting it out there. $4.3 million purchase. Very nice. What bug's biting you at this time and hamster's still awake because he owns Bitcoin too? Well, hamsters are nocturnal. It's 11:52 here in Arizona, so we let them roll around in the ball. Let them roll around. Terej, have a good day, buddy. Thank you for joining us today and watching this pretty amazing event happen. That was pretty cool. Daniel, what's up, buddy? Yeah, taking over from Node. I don't know if there's that many people actually in the room. I haven't looked. 50 people. That's not bad. It's okay. Node had like 360. I guess not too many wanted to come over. So, Node is very entertaining. I don't know. I think I'm a little more bland. I'm not. Node's really good. You been here the whole time, Daniel, or just keeping quiet in the background, or you just joining us? So all I gotta say, guys, is institutional investors. Institutional investors. Yo, $10. Thank you, sir. Wow, you guys are very generous tonight. I appreciate that. Doritos Extreme, the Extreme Stream. Is this still an Extreme Stream? Should we call this the Extreme Stream? Could be. I didn't do one today, so this could be the Extreme Stream. Could be it. Could be it. Thank you very much for the super chat donation. Really, you guys have been awesome tonight. Thank you very much. Doritos Extreme. I actually haven't tried those. Are they any good? Oh, you watched the delayed Node live. So was it live? Look at that. We're already back at 70.50. Man, this is just so much. This is, guys, that is institutional support. Or it's just some really crazy, weird rich guy that wants to buy it, that wanted it to go over 7,000 and was willing to pay 4.3 million. I mean, that's institutional accumulation, guys. I just don't know how else to put it. It's institutional accumulation. Someone somewhere. So, 6 months ago, a year ago, hedge funds were really hesitant to get into Bitcoin, but they're paying up now. Okay, and the guys that have been in Bitcoin for a while were actually able to take advantage of that, and that's quite awesome. That's quite spectacular. So, just the regrets of, not have tripled my money at this point. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest with you. But, hey, my options trading is doing really well. So, just GDAX? Oh, just GDAX. Yeah, well, that's where the trade was held, so maybe it wasn't an institution after all. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know if they have any deals with any institutions. So yeah, if you were Goldman Sachs or if you were JP Morgan Chase, where would you trade? Would you trade on the GDAX? Would you trade on one of the other 8 billion cryptocurrencies that, or cryptocurrency exchanges that there are, like where would you trade, right? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Maybe the GDAX, because it's going to be the cheapest fees. You can do the whole limit order thing. I don't know if that guy for $4.3 million made a limit order. That seemed to be quite aggressive. That's not how things usually work on the GDAX, but let's see here. Let's get back to the cryptos. ARMS, you're all in alts. Why are you all in alts, buddy? You should not be in all alts. That's going to be very tough. 7 days Bitcoin Cash up 61%. The BitConnect scam getting up to number 7, 19 or 1.9 billion. Wow. EOS up 97%. Yeah, I completely missed all that move. You guys should have pointed it out to me. I blame you. I blame you. I don't take responsibility for that. That's crap. 43% Stratus in the past week. All right, let's see where the big money in Bitcoin's going. That's what I was here to do. I got distracted by percentage gains. Long-term holder. There you go. You have your strategy. I'm not mad at you. I'd be mad at you if you didn't have a strategy. Yeah, right. Trung, the fee on GDAX. Someone do that calculation real quick. I'm reading Nate's post there. It says he's a Christian, one who was saved by Christ. You warned about Bitcoin when it was worth little, thinking that it was the official currency of the one world religion. So I didn't buy into it. And now look at it. Some crazy stuff. Pick the few alts you have faith in. Yeah, I'm not going to knock anyone's religion, Nate. At all, but sometimes our beliefs hold us back in financial markets in a lot of ways. And it's not even religious beliefs, it's just beliefs in something, in value. It's a belief in manipulation. It's a belief in, could be a belief in anything. You just have to go with what you're seeing in the market, you know? The funny thing is I actually traded this right here. I bought it $255 and sold it $1,100 right on this run. Boom! And unfortunately did not really look at Bitcoin again until we were, wow, already at 3,000. That's insane. All right. Anyways. Yeah, most apps lag, even Coinbase's. I've seen it lag. So Bitfinex, the most volume, Bithumb, next Bitflyer, GDAX. It's not stopping. 70.69. Ridiculous. Look at that base. Look at that base. So remember when I say buy off a base, that's what you buy off of right there. You buy right off of that base. You buy right off of that base. Boom! You don't buy in the base. I mean, yeah, you could, you know, if you want to buy right here, like if you want to consider this a little thing, I'm not too mad at you here. But buying up here is a little dangerous, and yeah, you're probably getting to the point now that you don't want to buy again. It's getting pretty close, maybe up towards like 7,100. But even good volume right here. Even good volume right here. Yeah, 70.83. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. Have I heard of Master Luke's prediction? I have not, Trung. What's that guy say? So Nate, what do you mean by the one world, the official current? Okay, so you didn't invest because you thought it was the official currency of the one world religion. Am I reading that incorrectly, or am I correct about that? Can't post a link, Trung. Um, Manage moderators. You're instructed to contact them. Yitzi, not sure. I haven't been instructed to contact them, but I did have to upload my documents a couple of times. Maybe try to go through that procedure again and see if that will get rid of that error, and then maybe you can get back in there. Yeah, Nate, if you want to do 200 a month in Bitcoin, buddy, I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, unfortunately, Coinbase is probably your best bang for the buck entry unless someone knows of something cheaper than their 1.5% fee. Well, Trong, just spit it out there, buddy. We don't need a link. Just go ahead and tell us this prediction in shorthand there. Yeah, this is just extreme strength in Bitcoin. This is a move that's going to continue. This move is going to continue. This isn't stopping. So, and I've been saying that for a little bit now. There have been some people that have been hesitant. Some people that have been on the sidelines saying, hey, it's too high, it's got to pull back. Guys, it doesn't have to pull back. You add your bank account, then it says you should contact them. So maybe remove your bank account and try it again. Oh, that may be a thing. That may be a thing. Let me go back out to the 2-hour chart here. Crazy ass Bitcoin. It's ridiculous. Wow, Trung, that's crazy. That is pretty crazy. It says Bitcoin may reach 15,000 before the year end and 40 to 110,000 by the end of the bull run. He gives a time frame of 2019 for that price target. So he says this goes to 40,000. Could be. I mean, you know, we've seen, think about what the altcoins did. Think about what Ethereum did in a matter of months, right? I mean, you know, I guess one of the questions is, are the altcoins going to participate in that run? Come on. Come on, Ethereum. You can do it. What the hell's going on here? Sometimes I get weird data from that one. What the hell's, what's going on? One day, auto, Ethereum. Anyway, Ethereum had a massive run. So Ethereum had a massive run. I don't know what the percentage gain. Someone knows what the percentage gain is there, but it went from $10 to $400, $420. So yeah, Bitcoin could do something very similar if institutions really get involved. Because think about it, that's what drove Ethereum up. Wow, Yitzi, that was fast. That's the fastest tech support ever. Ever. So, think about it. If Bitcoin goes up 100% from here, it's only $14,000. Or I should say, it's $14,000. Not only, it is $14,000. That's pretty crazy. And that would be 15 grand. Now, we're going to have a pullback at some point. We're going to have a pullback at some point. And then after that, from 15 to 40 is just under 300%. That is completely plausible. These things like to run in multiple hundreds of percent. And if institutions are getting involved, they may be the the second to third to last leg to get in. So you're going to have the early. So I haven't done a video on this yet. I don't know if I will, but I think we're in phase 4 of the market. Okay, phase 4 of the markets and cryptos. Phase 1 was pre-GDAX and GDAX. Okay, phase 1 was GDAX, where everything was like super Wild West and everyone got scammed and defrauded, and GDAX. And then when GDAX folded, that kind of led us to phase 2, 70-80, guys, 70-80 now. That led us to phase 2, okay? And phase 2 was after GDAX, was Coinbase, kind of the legitimacy of the whole marketplace. The Fed starting to understand that people can lose a lot of money here. And then into phase 3 is extreme early institutional adoption. Extreme early institutional adoption. Oh yeah, he's right. Mt. Gox, not GDAX. I apologize. HTV is correct. I meant Mt. Gox, which is, yeah, completely closed now. But yeah, so post Mt. Gox, excuse me. Thank you for correcting me, HTV. Then we go into the more regulated exchanges, and then we go into the early institutional investors, like the guys that can invest without, like the hedge fund guys, like the really early guys, the guys that don't mind jumping in. And now we're going into phase 4, where actual institutions with like real money are getting interested. And this is where we're going to see some real exponential growth, in my opinion, just because it's kind of like, I'm thinking of an analogy that I can't pull out of my head. It's kind of like an exponential growth pattern, right? It's like the next, if you go up another 20%, it's like going to double your account. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's going to happen in Bitcoin here. We're getting to the point where big institutions are going to be able to get involved with the CME futures contract and with all these other things happening. And it's going to cause wide adoption than like phase 5 or 6. I don't know how many phases there are. I'm really pulling these out of my ass. I'm just kind of trying to show you the different levels of maturity in the marketplace. When we get to ultimate maturity is when Bitcoin is going to start to stabilize. But we're very far from that. Very far from that. Do I think it's a good time to buy? Oh, back down to 724. We just crashed $60. World's coming to an end. Coming to an end. Yeah, I would not advocate buying at this exact moment in time. Back down to 7,000. So what is that, like 10% up or something? 1%? 1%, not 10%. Wrong decimal point. You know, I say just level into Bitcoin maybe. Maybe just level in. You know, if you're scared to get all in, just to jump all in at a level, and you know that can be intimidating. I got to be honest with you. That can really be intimidating. You can always level in. You can always take your time and like Nate said, $200 a month. Do something like that. If you've got 10 grand, maybe put 1,500 to work. Put 2,000 to work. You know, do 10 to 20% of your account. Something like that, right? Something like that. Yeah, 7,000 so cheap. It was way up at 77,080. Yeah, so cheap. It's kind of like developing JavaScript. God, 12:10 a.m. I gotta go soon, guys. Sorry about that. I do need to get to sleep. I gotta work tomorrow. Been a ton of fun though. Been a ton of fun. Answer Eve's question here. I'm curious whether some big institutions in the know got some info to buy Bitcoin before Segwit 2x. There's a theory Segwit 2x is banker based. Do you have any expansion on banker based? I haven't heard that one. If Amazon does it, it will blow. Answer me this, my friend. There are at least 2 million people who don't know if they want to invest in Bitcoin, myself included. So if Amazon does it, it will blow. Answer this. What's the question there? Should you buy now? Is that the question? Oh. Should you invest now if you believe in the future of Bitcoin? Yeah. Yeah, I think you should invest. Whether you blow your whole wad here or you want to level in, maybe you buy some now. You know, but yeah, I think you should get in, you know. Okay, let's go back to the daily on Bitcoin, because this is what everyone's asking. This is what you're really asking, okay? Okay. I almost want to bring up my Bitcoin 1200 video, but I kind of don't at the same time. Bitcoin does pull back, okay? Every asset pulls back. Every asset pulls back. Nothing goes straight up, all right? Nothing. The only time Bitcoin has gone straight up is really like this little sprint right here. I've done a video on this where I've done this analysis, and there's like a little bit here, there's a little bit here, there's like another third spot somewhere where Bitcoin has not actually retested a level. So there is a potential point where at some point in the future you will be able to buy Bitcoin potentially at 6,500 again. That is a possibility, and we're back below 7,000. That's definitely a possibility that you can buy Bitcoin again below 6,500. Okay, and it may be very soon. Maybe we cave here. Anything can happen anytime in the markets. You just have to be measured with your approach. And if you're gonna hold it forever, just hold it. Okay, but you can't get worried about it. You can't get worried about it if you're going to trade it. You have to have a strategy if you're going to trade it. Okay, and that can be hard to balance with hodling. Okay, and I understand that. I battle with that myself because I'm a trader at heart, but I understand, like we've been talking about, 15,000 Bitcoin, $100,000 Bitcoin. These little percentages that we're going to potentially gain by trading in and out of Bitcoin are going to be dwarfed by Bitcoin 5 years from now. I mean, just dwarfed. So, but that being said, looking at this daily chart, this looks pretty freaking parabolic. I mean, there's the chart on auto scale. Let's go back, see if we can get back past 2015. It's not going to give me the data. Stop doing whatever you're doing. So anyway, that being said, we're looking pretty parabolic here. I mean, this is a pretty parabolic run. And yeah, so there you go. Should you buy? Yes. Should you buy now? It's really high. You can buy some now, but level in. You know, take a few different entries. Don't blow your wad all at once. If it does pull back, you know, definitely stack some cash up. And as it pulls back in, as it makes 10, 20, 30% pullbacks, you know, buy at the lows. You know, pay attention to the channel. I don't really pump myself a lot, but subscribe and alert to the channel because I do like to live stream at extremes, highs and lows. So if we get down towards extreme lows, then yeah, go ahead and tune in to myself or someone else that maybe has some good technical experience if you don't really have it, and try to find some levels to accumulate. But anyway, there you go. Next prediction for Bitcoin, where do you see it reaching in the long run? You know, you see, it's hard to tell. I mean, long run is different for different people. People have 20-year time horizons, 2-year time horizons, 10-year time horizons. Higher. It's just going to go higher. So. All right. Man, we still haven't reached it on Bitfinex. Just that one guy on a Coinbase GDAX has been really pushing us up. GDAX is 7,044. BitThumb's higher. Yeah, 100K, 2 to 3 years, you know, definite possibility. Definite possibility. You know, another possibility, and I'm just going to burst everyone's bubble here. I can't get back to 2013. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. So, here's another parabolic run. Okay. And then it proceeded to go flat for 2 to 3 years. So, that's another possibility. Okay. The only thing you can do is trade the chart, trade your plan, take profits if you want to, or be willing to hold through a 2 or 3 year downturn. And when it gets down, just remind yourself that you're in this for the long haul and add just to add if it gets down like this. But with the institutional money coming in, I just have a hard time believing that it's going to do this at this moment in time. Before we had so much institutional interest. I have a video out there called Bitcoin 1200, and it talks about this scenario, but I can't say we've negated that scenario, but we've definitely crossed a threshold where it's much, much, much less likely. And with institutional support and possible futures contracts coming in, it's going to go in extreme in one way or another. So you need to be aware of all the options out there. You need to be prepared for it, because if it happens and you're not mentally prepared, you're just going to break and lose a lot of money. So anyway, guys, there you go. I'm going to get out of here and go to bed. I didn't realize it was actually past midnight. So thank you for all of you who donated. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate your appreciation. I really do. Thank you very much. So yeah, there you go, guys. And Beastly Bitcoin has a good point here. 2013-14 was different. Mt. Gox held 70% of the Bitcoin volume. That's where the market got destroyed. Now the volume is more spread out. You are correct. Like I said, I don't see that really happening, but it's a possibility. We may not, we may not go down 70%, but Bitcoin likes 30% pullback. So if you see a pullback of 30%, just buy something. All right, guys. Have a good night. I'm going to bed.